I'm very, very pleased, very pleased, very pleased. I believe that Decentralized Masters has delivered to me.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background and what you do for a living?
Well, first of all, I'm a plastic and reconstructive surgeon, but I'm now retired. But I was in practice for many, many years, and I practiced all over the world. And I had a practice in Montana and Indiana, but I did my training in New York, and I trained overseas also. Zurich, Switzerland, and Mexico. But I'm retired from that now, and I started about 25 years ago, though, trading as a hobby and as a income. At first, it was a hobby with the idea of becoming a trader, and I did that. I took a lot of schooling, I took a lot of educational course, and I'm talking about in the options world. I didn't do a lot of forex back then, and I didn't do a lot of futures back then. However, over the years it has evolved, and I became also trained in forex and in futures, which is not, it's not a separate training, but it's an application of your brain. And through a set of circumstances that are just private, I realized that the idea of decentralized finance, when it came along, made all the sense in the world. Now, about 6 or 7 years ago, I started trading crypto. So I've been in the crypto world in and out of it, but that was really just a trading. It wasn't anything decentralized. Hell, I didn't even know anything about decentralized back then. It wasn't very well known back then. It's still not all that well known. And I have some other reasons, and they're probably very similar to everybody else's when you break them down. But I have a distrust of the system. I have a distrust of finances. I have a distrust of the government. So therefore, decentralized finance fits right into that sandwich. And so that's why I'm here.
How has Decentralized Masters delivered on the promises that were made to you initially?
I believe that Decentralized Masters has delivered to me. It's just now for me to refine myself enough to be able to go forward and do this. And the time clock is scaring me a little bit. But then again, every step is getting a little bit easier. And as long as you're willing to help me get over the humps, and I know that that's basically what your assignment is. I mean, I know that that's what your job is, but you also have other people to deal with. But as far as a company, I'm very, very pleased, very pleased, very pleased.
What would you say to someone who is thinking about joining Decentralized Masters or getting into the decentralized finance space in general?
I've already been recommending people. I've already recommended a dozen people. I already have. That's your answer. Will I continue referring people? I have already done at least a dozen, and yes, I will. Absolutely. Absolutely.